the immune-enhancing potential of pulsed electromagnetic field therapy. In an era where immune health has taken center stage in public consciousness, researchers and clinicians are increasingly exploring innovative approaches to support and optimize immune function. Among these emerging modalities, pulsed electromagnetic field therapy has garnered significant attention for its potential to influence white blood cell activity and overall immune response. This non-invasive, drug-free approach represents a fascinating intersection of physics and biology, offering new possibilities for immune support by carefully applying electromagnetic fields. Understanding PEMF therapy, the basics. Before delving into its effects on white blood cells, it's important to understand what the therapy entails. At its core, it involves applying electromagnetic fields that pulse at specific frequencies, creating a temporary, localized electromagnetic environment that can influence cellular activity. Unlike continuous electromagnetic fields, this therapy's pulsed nature allows for specific biological effects while minimizing potential adaptation or habituation by the body's cells. PEMF therapy essentially speaks the language of our cells, explains Dr. Marko Markov, a pioneering researcher in bioelectromagnetics. Our bodies naturally generate electromagnetic fields at the cellular level. PEMF provides external fields that can support and enhance these natural processes, particularly when they've been disrupted by illness or injury. The technology has evolved significantly since its early applications in bone healing during the 1970s. Modern PEMF devices range from small, targeted applicators to full-body mats with varying frequencies, intensities, and waveforms designed for specific therapeutic purposes. This versatility has expanded PEMF's potential applications, with immune support emerging as a particularly promising area. The white blood cell response, a cellular revolution, stimulating production at the source. The relationship between PEMF and white blood cells begins in the bone marrow, where all blood cells originate. Research by Ross and colleagues 2015 demonstrated that exposure to low-frequency electromagnetic fields significantly influenced the differentiation of bone marrow stem cells. This groundbreaking study revealed that PEMF exposure could enhance the microenvironment necessary for hematopoietic stem cell activity, potentially increasing the production of white blood cell precursors. What we observed was remarkable, notes Dr. Christina Ross, lead author of the study. The electromagnetic fields appeared to create an optimal environment for stem cell differentiation, suggesting potential applications for conditions where white blood cell production is compromised. This stimulatory effect may be particularly valuable in scenarios where bone marrow function is suppressed, such as following chemotherapy or in certain immune deficiency conditions. By enhancing the body's natural production capabilities, the therapy offers a non-pharmaceutical approach to supporting white blood cell counts. Neutrophils, enhancing the first responders. Neutrophils, comprising approximately 60 to 70% of circulating white blood cells, serve as the immune system's first line of defense against bacterial infections. These remarkable cells can travel to sites of infection, engulf pathogens through phagocytosis, and release antimicrobial substances to eliminate threats. Research by Simcoe and Matson 24 demonstrated that exposure to extremely low-frequency electromagnetic fields could activate neutrophils, enhancing their phagocytic capacity and oxidative burst, key mechanisms in bacterial killing. This activation occurred without causing excessive inflammation, suggesting a balanced enhancement of neutrophil function rather than overstimulation. The neutrophil response to PEMF exposure represents a fascinating example of bioelectromagnetic effects, explains Dr. Mirtil Simcoe. These cells become more efficient at their primary functions without becoming hyperactive, potentially leading to improved infection control without excessive inflammation. This enhanced activity could improve pathogen clearance and reduce infection severity for individuals with compromised neutrophil function or those facing bacterial challenges. Lymphocytes, strengthening adaptive immunity. While neutrophils handle immediate threats, lymphocytes including T and B and natural killer cells orchestrate the adaptive immune response, providing targeted defense and immunological memory. These sophisticated cells require precise regulation, and research suggests that PEMF may positively influence their function. A pioneering study by Kostrza and colleagues in 1993 found that exposure to low-frequency pulsed electromagnetic fields significantly increased mitogen-induced lymphocyte proliferation. This effect was particularly pronounced in subjects with Down syndrome, who typically exhibit immune deficiencies, suggesting therapeutic potential for compromised immune systems. More recent research has expanded on these findings, demonstrating that PEMF exposure can enhance T-cell activity, improve B-cell antibody production, and boost natural killer cell cytotoxicity, all critical components of effective adaptive immunity. These effects appear to be mediated through changes in cellular signaling pathways, particularly those involving calcium ions, which play crucial roles in lymphocyte activation and function. The lymphocyte response to electromagnetic fields reveals the subtle yet powerful ways these fields can influence cellular behavior, notes immunologist Dr. Andrea Kostrza. Enhancing proliferation and activity without causing overstimulation, PEMF may help optimize adaptive immune responses. Monocytes and macrophages, modulating the immune orchestra. Monocytes and their tissue-resident counterparts, macrophages, serve multiple crucial functions in immunity, from pathogen elimination to tissue repair and immune regulation. These versatile cells can adopt different phenotypes depending on environmental cues, making them key players in promoting and resolving inflammation. Fromm and colleagues' 2006 research demonstrated that exposure to extremely low-frequency electromagnetic fields altered calcium concentrations and activated human macrophages. This calcium modulation is significant because calcium signaling influences numerous macrophage functions, including phagocytosis, cytokine production, and antigen presentation. Macrophages are remarkably responsive to electromagnetic stimuli, explains Dr. Jana Fromm. The changes we observed in calcium signaling suggest that PEMF therapy could influence macrophage polarization and function, potentially shifting the balance between pro-inflammatory and anti-inflammatory activities. This modulating effect on macrophages may be particularly valuable in conditions characterized by dysregulated inflammation, where promoting appropriate immune responses while preventing excessive inflammation represents a significant therapeutic challenge. Mechanisms of action: how PEMF influences immune cells. The effects of PEMF on white blood cells stem from several interconnected mechanisms, beginning at the cellular membrane and extending to gene expression and protein synthesis. Membrane dynamics and ion channels. The cell membrane is the primary interface between electromagnetic fields and cellular machinery. Research by Paul 2013 proposed that electromagnetic fields act primarily through voltage-gated calcium channels, altering calcium influx and subsequent signaling cascades. This mechanism appears particularly relevant for immune cells, where calcium signaling plays crucial roles in activation, proliferation, and effector functions. The voltage-gated calcium channel mechanism provides a compelling explanation for how relatively weak electromagnetic fields can produce significant biological effects, notes Dr. Martin Paul. These channels effectively amplify the signal, translating small electrical changes at the membrane into substantial alterations in intracellular calcium, which then triggers numerous downstream effects. Beyond calcium channels, PEMF exposure may also influence other membrane components, including sodium-potassium pumps, receptor clustering, and membrane fluidity. Collectively, these changes can alter cellular responsiveness to external stimuli, potentially enhancing immune cell activation and function. Intracellular signaling pathways. Once electromagnetic fields influence membrane dynamics, a cascade of intracellular signaling events follows. Varani and colleagues' 2017 research demonstrated that PEMF affected adenosine receptor expression and function, influencing anti-inflammatory pathways. The beauty of PEMF therapy lies in its ability to modulate multiple signaling pathways simultaneously, explains Dr. Keshav Varani. Rather than forcing a single pathway in one direction, it appears to help restore balance to cellular signaling networks, potentially explaining its regulatory effects on immune function. This balanced modulation of signaling pathways may explain how PEMF therapy can enhance immune responses against pathogens while simultaneously reducing excessive inflammation, a therapeutic duality that few interventions can achieve. Genetic expression and epigenetic effects. At the nuclear level, PEMF influences gene expression patterns in immune cells. Research has demonstrated changes in the expression of genes related to inflammation, oxidative stress response, and cellular repair following PEMF therapy. These changes favor a balanced immune response, with the upregulation of genes supporting appropriate immune activation and the downregulation of those promoting excessive inflammation. Emerging evidence also suggests potential epigenetic effects, with PEMF exposure influencing DNA methylation patterns and histone modifications. These epigenetic changes could produce longer-lasting alterations in immune cell function, potentially explaining some of the sustained benefits observed following PEMF therapy. Clinical applications, from research to practice. The immune-enhancing effects of PEMF suggest numerous potential clinical applications, from supporting recovery in immunocompromised patients to managing inflammatory conditions. Supporting compromised immune systems. The therapy offers a non-pharmaceutical approach to immune support for individuals with temporarily or chronically compromised immune function. This includes patients recovering from chemotherapy, those with primary immunodeficiencies, and elderly individuals experiencing age-related immune decline. We've observed promising results using PEMF as complementary support for patients with compromised immunity, notes Dr. William Pollock, a physician specializing in electromagnetic therapies. While it doesn't replace conventional treatments, it appears to accelerate recovery of white blood cell counts and improve overall immune resilience. Clinical protocols typically involve daily sessions during periods of immune compromise, with frequencies between 5 to 15 Hz and treatment durations of 30-60 minutes. These parameters stimulate bone marrow activity and enhance white blood cell function without causing overstimulation. Managing inflammatory conditions. PEMF's dual capacity to support immune function and modulate excessive inflammation makes it particularly interesting for inflammatory conditions, including autoimmune disorders and chronic inflammatory diseases. Vincenzi and colleagues' 2017 research demonstrated that PEMF exposure reduced hypoxia and inflammation damage in cellular models. This anti-inflammatory effect appears to occur without compromising necessary immune responses, suggesting a normalizing rather than suppressive impact on immunity. What distinguishes PEMF from many anti-inflammatory interventions is its balancing effect, explains Dr. Ferdinando Vincenzi. Rather than broadly suppressing immune function, it appears to help normalize immune responses, potentially reducing harmful inflammation while preserving beneficial immune activity. Clinical applications for inflammatory conditions typically employ slightly higher frequencies, 15-30 Hz, and may incorporate specific treatment protocols targeting affected areas. Treatment courses often span several weeks and are gradually adjusted based on individual response. Infection recovery and prevention. The enhanced neutrophil and macrophage function observed following PEMF exposure suggests potential infection recovery and prevention applications. By improving phagocytosis and bacterial killing, PEMF may help the body's straightforward infections more efficiently, while potentially reducing the need for antibiotic interventions. We're particularly interested in PEMF's potential for supporting recovery from respiratory infections, notes Dr. Strach, who has studied electromagnetic therapies extensively. The ability to enhance immune function locally in the respiratory tract, combined with systemic immune support, offers a multifaceted approach to infection management. Protocols for infection support typically involve more frequent treatments 2-3 times daily during active infections, with frequencies tailored to the specific infection type and location. Some practitioners combine local application over affected areas with whole-body treatment to provide both targeted and systemic immune support. Optimizing treatment parameters, the science of dosing. The efficacy of PEMF for immune enhancement depends significantly on treatment parameters, including frequency, intensity, waveform, and treatment duration. Research suggests these parameters should be tailored to specific immune objectives and individual needs. Frequency considerations. Different frequency ranges appear to elicit distinct immune responses. Asterisk very low frequencies, 1.5 Hz, primarily influence stem cell activity and bone marrow function, potentially enhancing white blood cell production. Asterisk low frequencies, 5.15 Hz, appear optimal for enhancing neutrophil and macrophage function. Asterisk medium frequencies, 15-30 Hz, show more significant effects on lymphocyte activity and adaptive immunity. Asterisk higher frequencies, 30-75 Hz, may provide more pronounced anti-inflammatory effects. Frequency selection represents one of the most critical aspects of PEMF therapy, explains Dr. Pollock. Different frequencies appear to resonate with different cellular processes, allowing for targeted effects on specific aspects of immune function. Intensity and exposure duration. Research suggests a nonlinear relationship between field intensity and biological effects, with moderate intensities often producing optimal immune responses. Similarly, exposure duration exhibits threshold effects, with treatments typically requiring at least 20 minutes to produce significant immune changes, while extended exposures beyond 60 minutes may not provide proportional additional benefits. The relationship between intensity, duration, and biological effect follows hormetic principles, notes Dr. Markov. There appears to be an optimal range where benefits are maximized, with diminishing returns or potential counterproductive effects outside this range. Treatment scheduling and frequency. For acute immune support, such as during infections or following immune suppressive treatments, more frequent applications 2-3 times daily appear beneficial. Daily or everyday treatments may be sufficient for chronic conditions or preventive purposes to maintain enhanced immune function. Some research suggests potential benefits from variable treatment schedules that prevent cellular adaptation to electromagnetic stimuli. This might involve alternating between different frequencies or incorporating treatment-free days to maintain cellular responsiveness. Safety considerations and contraindications. While PEMF therapy has demonstrated a favorable safety profile in numerous studies, important considerations remain, particularly regarding appropriate use and potential contraindications. Most reported side effects are mild and transient, including temporary fatigue, minor discomfort during treatment, or slight exacerbation of symptoms before improvement. These effects typically resolve quickly and often diminish with continued treatment. Standard contraindications include pregnancy due to limited research rather than known risks, active bleeding, certain electronic implants, and some medication interactions. Individuals with active cancer should consult oncology specialists before beginning the therapy, as effects on tumor cells may vary depending on treatment parameters. As with any therapeutic intervention, appropriate screening and monitoring are essential, emphasizes Dr. Pollock. While PEMF has demonstrated remarkable safety, individualized assessment remains important, particularly for those with complex medical conditions. Future directions: the evolving landscape of PEMF research. Research into PEMF therapy and immune function continues to evolve, with several promising directions emerging. Personalized PEMF protocols. Advances in biofeedback technology may soon enable real-time monitoring of immune responses during PEMF therapy, allowing for genuinely personalized treatment protocols. This might involve adjusting frequencies and intensities based on individual response patterns, potentially maximizing therapeutic benefits. The future of PEMF therapy likely involves adaptive systems that can respond to individual physiology, suggests Dr. Ross. By monitoring biomarkers in real time and adjusting parameters accordingly, we may achieve more precise and effective immune modulation. Combination approaches. Emerging research explores synergistic effects between PEMF and other immune-supporting interventions, including nutritional approaches, photobiomodulation, and specific pharmaceuticals. These combination approaches may offer enhanced efficacy compared to single-modality treatments. Expanded clinical applications. As understanding of PEMF's immune effects deepens, new clinical applications emerge. Areas of particular interest include post-viral fatigue syndromes, long-term immune dysfunction following severe infections, and immune senescence associated with aging. Conclusion: a promising frontier in immune support. The relationship between PEMF therapy and white blood cell function represents a fascinating frontier in bioelectromagnetic medicine. By influencing immune cells from production through activation and function, the treatment offers a multifaceted approach to immune support that few other interventions can match. While not replacing conventional medical care, PEMF provides a complementary approach that may enhance immune resilience, support recovery from immune challenges, and help maintain balanced immune function. As research advances, our understanding of optimal parameters and applications will undoubtedly expand, potentially establishing PEMF as a standard component of comprehensive immune support. For individuals seeking to optimize immune function or manage immune-related conditions, PEMF offers a non-invasive, drug-free option worth exploring in consultation with knowledgeable healthcare providers. The convergence of accumulating research, technological advances, and clinical experience suggests that the immune-enhancing potential may soon be realized on a broader scale, benefiting countless individuals seeking improved immune health in an increasingly challenging world. The transcription contains all references for this podcast. This content is not meant to present a diagnosis or healing protocols. It is presented as anecdotal information as PEMF is further researched and developed. Your questions, comments, and reviews are greatly appreciated. So until next time, this is Pat Zemer. Have a great day and wave on for better health.